OSBC in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
Political parties are still grappling with one the full-fledged commencement of the program. Then secondly, we are going to look at the safety and security. So now, the first topic, under the first topic, we are going to look at APC PDP exceeded campaign spending limits. Then we are going to observe or look at what is the actual amount that is supposed to be spent by political parties during campaigns. Whether or not these political parties have actually exceeded the limit of their spending or not, we are going to discuss it on the program today. Then on safety security tips as campaign begins. That's another area that we are going to look at, because the issue of safety and security is equally very important, especially during campaigns. Then presidency to Governor Akeredolu. No state has approval for weapons. Now, in this house with me is my regular guest, Shiyi. I don't know if you are welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon, viewers at home.
Yeah. Now, we will commence the program pending the arrival of the other guests, as we are expecting them. Now, APC PDP exceeded campaign spending limit. Have they really exceeded their campaign spending limit?
Thank you so much, Daddy, for having me this afternoon. I think the issue of campaign spending, so there's one thing we don't understand is there's a law that that guys spending on the campaign as a candidate, and there's also punishment attached to violate any of the provision of the electoral act. And unfortunately, as we speak today, we've not been able to put in a very good measure not to monitor how political parties spend money on or the candidates spend money on the campaign. So to me, like I used to say that in Nigeria we have good laws. The operators of those laws are the ones giving us problems. And the moment you are not respecting the law, there's bound to be anarchy, there's bound to be acrimony, there's bound to be all sorts of issues. Because when you say if you do this is the punishment attached. And those are the high echelon of the space or the management that will now passing those. Just for example, I have contested for the House of Assembly. he contested within the party to get the party ticket first. You know that is the normal, you can have like 3, 4, 5 aspirants. So and they will have they conduct a kind of primaries before the winner will emerge. And this, my friend, if I'm not mistaken, because one day we sat together to do a kind of to check the records of the spending for the they couldn't win the ticket yet. So we now start to do a kind of overall check of assessment of what has gone into that project. Within the party, if you are an aspirant, your campaign is limited to the party. Just to canvass the delegates, the party leaders, the stakeholders, and the likes. Within his party, he spends nothing less than 10 million just to get the ticket of the party. 10 million naira to get the ticket. And if you now look at what the electoral act said about the spending, you cannot spend more than 1 billion naira. For the governorship, I think 200 million. For House of Reps, 40 million. For Senate, 40 million. For House of Reps, 20 million. House of Assembly must be followed. For the whole campaign and every other thing, you are expected to go to 1 million. The minimum you can 10 million. The minimum you can send is 10. And if you now look at what the INEC, and you are expected to be on your duty to discharge your duty as is expected of you. Because at the end of the month, it is 29, and so tomorrow we'll be looking for our salary. So as want to follow that, you must be able to justify why you are agitating or you are demanding for your salary. Now, but here we have the House of Assembly members that have been there for the past 3 years, drawing their money, their allowances, their salaries from the public fund, doing nothing. So that's the area we now want. If you are clamoring for good governance, and we are now going to monitoring the spending. So it means that if tomorrow, if I one big man somewhere that has money, can say, actually, you are going to contest, I will give you the money. If I don't mind any amount, just go ahead. And at the end of the day, if I'm not able to discharge, that is
right. Thank you, Sri. Wale, you are welcome on board.
Thank you very much.
The first topic we are discussing is APC PDP exceeded campaign spending limit. Or friends, Wale or Lion. Is it true that these political parties are already exceeding their campaign spending?
Well, I think the bar was set at 1 billion naira is very, very unrealistic, because the kind of politics we do these days is highly monetized. Even if you look at how much each candidate spends to pick the form, you start from there. So for INEC to say you can't spend more than 1 billion, even the 1 billion they are talking about, they spend more than that in some states, not to talk of. So I think basically the problem is there's a need to, but there was a time in this country that it is the party that will nominate you. So once you are the party candidate, even if you are going to drop something, it's not going to be something that will maybe run you aground. So the party will fund the campaign. Because that time nobody will say, come and Diboko say that. So these are issues. And by the time you start giving people 2,000, you graduate to 5,000, you graduate to 10, 20, 50, more than that per voter. So these are electoral expenses that you cannot run away from. But the whole environment is foul, it's highly monetized. You can't get anything done without money. So you don't see people who really wanted to serve coming forward. Because there's a time that you find people who are community oriented in running the councils, and they were delivering, but they didn't come forward to steal money. They were there to offer service, to serve the public, and they were contented with maybe the little they get by their salary. And in fact, in most cases, they were being paid allowances.
Okay. Yeah. My question is this: what kind of measure is being put in place to really ascertain how much these people are spending, these political parties or individuals, politicians?
I think during the week, I said out of all the political parties, maybe 91 or thereabouts, only 34 did anything to that. One could say, okay, they want to comply with that, but at the end of it, there's only 9 out of them that are able to even render an account of what they do. And I think it is incumbent on INEC to ensure that some of these things, because they are auditors who look at their books, but the majority of the money we are talking about will not enter the books. They won't put that as maybe their overhead or whatever. They won't. What we are likely to see in those account books are maybe the overhead of the headquarters and the states. But the real money that they are spending to bribe voters, nobody will record that.
All right.
And some other things like.
So you let me come back to you. Now that it has been said that APC, PDP are exceeding their campaign spending limit, what do you think is likely to happen? Do you have any sanction?
I've said it. There's a section in the Electoral Act that no attribute punishment or follow punishment to exceeding what's expected to transfer on your project. Maybe as a president or as a candidate or a governorship candidate. And I think the federal, if I'm not mistaken, according to the Electoral Act of 2020, said 10 million naira fine for exceeding your spending. And that is if you are to follow what the law says. And that should be for those that are, and what I've always said, I only want to deceive ourselves. Take for example, form to aspire as presidential candidate, aspirant of the APC, that million. That of PDP is 40 million. That alone is owned on its entirety. So as I'm talking about, I'm not spending 1 billion for presidential aspiration. That is easy to pay for. And now what happened, we saw what happened during the primary thing. Both the APC and the PDP, they didn't spend naira now. They spend dollar. People collected $25,000, $1,000, and I don't know, it's part of what we are saying. So I think there is need for INEC to, as a matter of fact, to seek for more kind of amendments to the Electoral Act to empower them to serve as you speak today. And probably though it is especially in the country that the INEC is empowered to sanction any political party that did not follow what the law says, but cannot happen in Nigeria as we speak today because of this see themselves as being above the, and these are the two major political parties, PDP and APC. But if you are to do it properly, and if you are to follow it, what the law says, and what the census is saying is just to us to, so we now have one money back somewhere to just bring this our money and half is way, and that is what is happening today. That's what just carries for okay. There's one of us somewhere in your town. Everybody, go and see one of the strong. How much can we do? Just give me 20 million.
All right. Now let me go back to Wally. Now, exceeding spending limit for campaign attracts sanctions according to you. Now, in this kind of situation, will the INEC be able to buy it?
I don't think so. The reason is that this parties too that we are talking about, they are aware of those samples and they do every other thing not to be caught snapping. So it doesn't stop them from overspending or whatever. Now, the campaign just kicked off yesterday. It has affected the Naira. The Naira plunged in the forex market again because a lot of those money that will be spent, Naira will be used to source for them. So the pressure on the Naira will only come down after the February. So and the kind of money, the humongous amount of money that will change hands between now and February will be so many. And I don't think there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. Because the majority of those money that is being spent will never, I repeat, never be reflected in it. So it's only the secretary and you are giving people money. EFCC and whatever will be there, they will arrest you. I think it is when you see people giving people money that the politician have devised another means. They have their people on the line permanently there watching. So they just tell you that go and collect it, go and sit there. So when you want to vote, they put themselves in an advantageous position to see you vote. So that thing is still happening to tomorrow. So it is still see and buy.
Now, thank you, gentlemen. Let's move to the second topic of our discussion for today. And it has to do with the safety security tips as campaigns begin. Now, safety security tips. See, what manner of safety and security will you recommend as campaigns?
The first one we need to tell our kids, President should understand the security challenges we are facing in the country. And all of us, it is our business. It is the business of everybody that you secure yourself, guide yourself, protect your family. It's the first thing that is important as we are now. And for people that if you are not a member of any political party, you don't have any business, any business. That's the first thing. First one, you need to know that if you are not a member of whether it is for PDP and you add that PDP is having their campaign somewhere, that will not be something doing it. And secondly, I will be particular and I will be sentimental. Sentimental in the sense that I will be talking to my generation. Younger ones, that they should not allow themselves to be drugs, if a particular candidate is not moving this way or achieving, they are not seeing it. That is why this I give to you, you have to be sincere. I give to you because during the campaign I saw the new came son was campaigning. To me, it's a good example. If your father is the one to be the governor and he's campaigning and as a son, you are not somewhere enjoying yourself, you are also on the field to know the people, to feel what people are feeling, to see what people are going, the followers are passing through. To me, it's the top up for the governor. So I will tell the people that as you want to start the campaign, and the best thing for you, if you are not a member of any people, like I said, stay aloof from where they are campaigning. That's number one. And number two, be conscious of the environment you are and know the kind of engagement you are in. If you don't know anything about anyone they are saying, don't engage, don't join the debate. Well, if you are talking about PDP, APC, or Labour Party, Peter Obi somewhere is moving, and you don't have any idea of it, why are you not joining the issue? Well, at the end of the day, if you join the issue wrongly, maybe you are now, so for example, we have some obedience that, the Obi movement now, very aggressive, now talking about their principal. And we have some people, the middle class, the Tinubu tendency, talking about, and we have the fathers talking about the article. And you now want to join the issue, maybe you now having a kind of soft mind towards one. And if you don't know how to pass your point, it can cause issue. and you be the one to bear the consequence. So the best if you don't know what they are doing or what they are debating on, just stay and look and be watching. That is the most important thing, because as we have the parents, what the president is happening yesterday, I took one bike man. When I saw the way he was speaking, I know this one is the full animal. As we are going, I don't ask him, do you know where I'm going? He said, I didn't know the place. And you are taking me to where you don't know, and saying just be putting me through. So I have to ask you to wait. We were in between where I was going and wait. I'm not giving money. I don't want to go. You don't know where I'm going. And you carried me and you are asking me to tell you where I'm going. So if we go to in middle way, you can change the so that is why you have to be conscious of the environment. So and as you are starting don't let's do ourselves. The tension is somehow high. We should tell our people the tension is gradually gathering momentum. People should be conscious of the environment, the kind of talk they will join, and what's happening in their own vicinity. So that's their own tip for that.
Safety, security tips. What would be your tip?
To start with, I would like to address my media, because it's very, very important. They are not members of any political party. We discover that the line of duty, they just must follow the campaign. So it's important because as you write, as you analyze, maybe on TV, on radio, it's not probably everybody that. So if you are at the campaign rally, the best thing for you is to get familiar with the particular center before the rally, so that you look for, even if there is a commotion, in which direction you like for all your gadgets, applications. A lot of people will put their WhatsApp location on. So even if they want to get you, as escaped, that will assist them to follow you to where you are. So an average journalist should be conscious of his environment, get his press card in a place that it won't be snatched away from him, and some of any other thing that he will be using. Then he should be a participant observer, because by the time you are in a campaign ground and they are clapping and dancing, and you just started dancing and clapping, you are part of the crowd then. So there's a need to be very, very careful in issues like that.
But to me, you people appear to be sentimental. So you address the people of this generation, while you address the people of your constituency. What about ordinary people that doesn't belong to any of these two groups?
Like
what should they do?
Like he said the other time, he said, if you are not a sympathizer or a member of any political party, ideally if they are holding a rally, you don't have any business there. Because maybe there are people out of curiosity, Obi is coming to Osogbo, I want to go and listen to what they do. So if you are among that few, you need to be very, very observant and be very careful, particularly within the rally ground. Because a lot of things happen there. You have a huge number of people. Your phone can get sniped. People can hit you for just no reason. So it's not a place where you just get yourself immersed in what's going on. Well, in your immediate environment, you should be able to pick any information around. That may, if you don't process it and act on it, it could be a problem for you. So, because if they are having the rally, maybe in the stadium, in most cases you have a very big door. If there's commotion, everybody wants to get out at the same time. So if you are not a member of the party or whatever, you need to position yourself in such a way that if you hear go, The next, as you drop now, you are out. So these are little tips that people who are not well entrenched, to use the word, in the campaign or whatever, should take to heart when they go there. Because it's like what you have to call Allah you do. So
all right. Now, let me come back to see. Now, it was reported recently that there is a surge in the demand for armored vehicles, especially by politicians. Yes, these people know how to secure themselves. But now, campaign has commenced, and they will be involved in the business of mobilizing the people from the nooks and crannies of the country. See, what do we expect the politicians to do in respect of the need to guarantee the safety of those people that they are mobilizing?
Let me use that question to first to sympathize with the family of those that were killed just recently. Security personnel attached to the center of Back. And that's to tell you that no matter what happened, when the burial law, all of the three so Senator Back was not so that's to tell you that first thing, because the way we are wired, we don't want to deceive ourselves. We want to force your interest is as we are today, as we are now. I cannot leave my own interest or leave my own to follow you. So I think those that have done that is Jesus Christ and Muhammad, Musa, that died. Oh, but outside that, nobody cannot die because of your sin. Cannot because I want to defend me, hurt myself. And that also applies to our politicians and our leaders. We want to protect ourselves, their family. As a matter of fact, check very well. Their family members, most of them they are not in the country. If they are in the country, the moment the election is approaching, they will take them out of the country. So just only for them, and they can take their bag within a few minutes, connect up, fly. So and that is important. And like you said, the most important thing for individuals to because there's no way we want to do it. Campaigns is for political parties and political members. Also, we go there to campaign for their candidates but they are the one to protect themselves first. But if they are leveraging or they line on their leaders or the candidates, I tell you, sometimes individuals have monitored a lot of rallies, a lot of campaigns. Before you know it, the candidate will have gone. Even the moment you discover there is a kind of rowdy or something, you will have left. So you just leave you as your own people and for people to move. That's why I say, like you said, I'm a bit sentimental. Like, because we are the ones that they are being used, most especially for all these shady job. That's why we need to take very, very careful of our safety. If you die because of your support somebody, that does not mean that the person will not emerge. I mean, that person emerge, that does not mean you remember your family. You just only put your family, remember your children, your loved ones, your work freedom to have on your own. That's why it's important that you also take security of yourself because the candidate cannot protect you 100%. You can only provide the avenue, but you cannot provide 100% because as a matter of fact, you know how many policemen that will guide the candidate. Today, if you see the entourage of Asoi Tinubu, if you see the kind of security person attached to Atiku, you thought it's already the president. So, and they tell themselves, I told them to them, it is you that you also cognizant of yourself, protect yourself. Like Oba said, the general is also. So I was part of those that were attacked at Bobo during the Guadalajara campaign of if not, we were able to maneuver to join the conference of Mr. Governor. Our car was attacked.
Immediately the situation gets rowdy, even the security people, most of them will be targeting the top politicians there to get them out of that place. So for other members of the party, or those people who just came to see what was going on, it is a case of you on your own. Because in most cases, when you see a situation whereby the rally ground, some people came up with these acts and started attacking people, you will never see any security man looking after anybody. He or she too will be on the run for his life, because those boys are terrible. They can do and undo, and they behave as if they are above the law. So if we are in a climate whereby police can stand their ground and ensure that nobody enters the arena with any form of weapon or whatever, then it will be something that will be manageable. Because if PDP is having its rally now, we expect that 98% of people will be at that rally, will be PDP members. Ditto for APC. So what could have led to a situation whereby people will be attacking themselves? But in a situation whereby you have outsiders, or even within the group at times, even within the political party at times, there are certain tendencies who may have one or two cause to settle with themselves. So they may now find the campaign ground a convenient place to launch an attack. So if you are a member and you are not careful, you don't watch it, then you are likely to be a victim. And unfortunately, when people get hit to that kind of institution or they die, they just die for nothing. We mentioned the case of Uba now. Uba is ill and hearty now. What about 6 or thereabout policemen and people who were within that died? So he was, assuming he was not in the bulletproof car, he would have been a dead dog now. The man is alive. And believe you me, that same week, they will attach another set of police personnel to him. So that's why, even if you are a security person, you still need to be on the guard. Because it's when you are alive that you can do your job. For instance, those people who died now, even within the structure of the police, I'm not so sure that their Peter and Kings will be able to get anything in the next 6 months. So these are issues, and life must continue. They have kids who they must pay for their school fees. They have they feed them. They have rent. So these are issues.
All right. Now let's move to the third topic for discussion today. Presidency to Governor Akeredolu. No state has approval for weapons. And this situation of Nigeria security system, the security situation in the country, why I say that no state has approval? Why I say that approval is being refused to the state in order to procure weapons for their local security?
Just to tell us that we have a leadership problem, leadership failure. And unfortunately, we don't have by the point today is the one that I'm advocating for true federalism. Because all of us believe in true federalism. That is the only way we can also sort all these issues and solve our problems. And now we now see that even governor, because as we are today, the law gives the president the power, the chief or the commander-in-chief, control our armed forces. So it's the one that has authority before carries guns, now that the masses don't know that, I don't tell you that we were from the north and also that you are showing them. That is the biggest failure. And not until, and this issue of state police, that we are clamoring for, that is the only way you can come out of this mess that we are in front of ourselves now. So, and now you see now, Governor, I was reading the statement, prior to it was media, where some state security agents from the north were carrying guns. So that's why I also made that because what is good to the bush, also good to the gander. You cannot be protecting your own while we'll be losing our own. But this also borders on the fact that we have leadership and our leader are not ready to take the right steps of allowing what can work to work. But the only thing that can work now is to have state police. That is the only way forward of this mess that we found ourselves. Look at today, how many policemen do we have? Less than 400,000. We are over 200 million. So you are expecting 400,000 or thereabout policemen to secure all of us, to protect all of us. It's not done. So not that we are able to thank God the campaign, like you said, the campaign has started, and some of these countries are making promise of allowing to that federalism. We will now see maybe that will now wait as we are today. The main of our problem is not allowing to federalism in our democracy.
Now, Wale, presidency to Governor Akeredolu will not stay as a focus on weapons. Do you see this comment as being logical in view of the present circumstance?
I want to say this before answer the question properly. I disagree with Sheyi that what we are having is leadership crisis, but it's not. It's not. One thing we probably we've been shying away from is to address the national question. And unless we do that, we face our fears, look at ourselves in the face and say, no, this is not the kind of country that was negotiated by Zik, IROLEon, and Sardauna. After the CTC school, that was carried out majorly by Igbo officers. Then, by fiat, through Decree 34, they turned Nigeria from a federal state into a unity state. And nothing has been. The problem is when there's a problem and you don't attack it immediately. Now, it's like you have a boy now. He's used to, if you make a camel for him, you put honey there. Then one day, you just prepare their camel. So like that, without the honey, just give it to him. The boy will throw it back at you, whether he tastes it. So, there are a lot of things that the structural imbalance that started in 66 that was not addressed has caused for the Nigerian state. And those issues have become so well entrenched that it's either you are running a federal state or you are running another system. And their basic benchmark for a federal state. Under a federal state, nobody will say you have a police that you have IG in Abuja and will be controlling people in Osun State. It will never happen. For instance, the US is a federal state. And it confirms me that a country that started with the local police, the local government police, so we now have just one central police. Does that even make sense? And a lot of people have been saying, don't bother your head. Let's jettison this presidential system. Let's go back to the one that we were using before, after independence. whereby you have the prime minister as first among equals. Ditto for the premier, the region. So when you look at the British system, you see democracy in action. You can't do whatever you like. In those days, before all this rubbish started, you can't be an MP and not give time for people to attend to your constituency. Even now, you can't, if you live within a precinct, you can't get up and say you want to go and see your local government chairman. He's a king on his own. So they rule people. They will even tell you that a guy is not around. So if you can't access the local government chairman, how do you access somebody who is representing you in the House of Assembly or somebody who is representing you in Abuja? So these are systemic problems that has been there over time. And when they come and they do see and buy, they don't even have regard for the voters. I've seen a member of the House of Reps that will talk down on people and say, go and sit down. You all we are interested in is me, and just when I come, I should be giving you money. In all honesty, it's not supposed to be doing that. But it is this same set of politicians that started this money thing. A lot of people don't know that it's a recent phenomenon. And I could say that authoritatively that in 79, nobody was giving anybody shishi. And they go out in the sun and the rain to vote. Because they know what they were voting for. But now we don't have parties. There are no parties. How can you run a democracy without parties? Something just came up yesterday. I said, the party chairman wrote a letter. He said he didn't write any letter. That was the case because if we have a functioning party system, the party will take over immediately. You become the candidate. The party adopts you and take over everything. It's not your headache to be saying, Mr. A should be here. No, that's not your job.
Yeah, thank you, Wale. Now, our time is fast spent, but before we round up, the agitation by Governor Akeredolu to have his security outfit harmed is because of the law he has for his people in order to ensure their security. But now the federal government has refused. Now, now that the situation is like this, what do you think? Because it is based on assumption that the federal government is not doing enough. Now, what do you think the federal government should do in addition to what it is doing presently in order to enhance the security of this country, so that this kind of agitation will be made in the world?
As you keep speaking, our security agents are still part of it. Talk of police, DSS, military, but that's set of people that do what they need just to motivate them, just to strengthen them. Maybe last year, an armed robber was arrested. He was about to be charged to court. Even the IPO that was preparing his charge happened to be my friend, and the IPO received a call from the top. This is what happened from the top. That said to you, don't worry, who is this? Who is speaking? Later, his direct boss now called him that, please step down the.
All right.
So allow them to do what is right.
Okay. Wale, your parting word. What should the federal government do in addition to what it is doing?
Well, for me, I don't think the federal government can do better than it's doing now.
Why?
Because the number of the security people we have is so it speaks to issues like state police. Let us have state police. If you say they will do this, they will do that, what are they using the federal police to do? Are they not harassing people? Are they not being called not to do their work? So let's have that experience at the state level.
Right.
You know, like it's done in so many federal states.
Okay.
So that they can effectively take care of their space.
Right.
Akeredolu is talking about you giving people AK-47 in their laws. But for me, I don't think the governors in the Southwest should wait for any license or any other thing. If it is shakabula that you can do for your own people, do it for them.
Right.
Let them have plenty of numbers of those guys so that they can guard the streets and everywhere. So we have a secure
All right,
space.
thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the program today. Sheyi, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Wale,
Thank you
I
very
really
much.
appreciate your coming.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Viewers at home, this is where we are going to call it quits for today. Tomorrow is another day when you meet another of my colleagues in the newsroom. Until tomorrow, I am Kayode Adebayo.